Welcome to VSB News Online for Thursday, August 13th. I'm Peter Kitzel. The opposition PLP will try to derail the St. George's Hotel development plan in Parliament on Monday, not because they do not approve of it, but because they object to a list of sensitive new amendments to the bill, which were handed them yesterday by Tourism Minister Sean Crockwell. Shadow Tourism Minister Zane De Silva explains.
Yesterday, the Minister of Tourism presented the opposition with 2 pages of changes to the original bill that not only remove training of Bermudians as a requirement of the concessions agreement and removes the requirement for local entertainment to be employed, it also allows for the sale of Crown land, gives the developers the ability to create subsidiaries as they desire, commits Bermuda to a 262-year agreement while not disclosing the plans for the development or the Master Development Plan agreement governing the project. Contains no apparent out clauses for Bermuda government if the developer fails to meet target dates for commencement of the project or other failures to keep their end of the agreement. The Progressive Labour Party wants a hotel in St. George's just as much as anyone else. However, we refuse to sit by idly and watch a flawed process continue without saying something. The OBA wants Parliament to grant this 262-year lease and planning permission without even sharing the plans for the development or the Master Development Agreement that will govern the project. How can Parliament be expected to give its approval to something that we haven't even seen that will tie the hands of Bermuda for the next 262 years?
Mr. De Silva said he was equally concerned with the manner in which the Desarolles Group had handled its promised $500 million hotel in the Turks and Caicos.
This particular site has been flawed from the beginning. It all started around Jetgate. That's where Jetgate originated from, this same site. But the Stipper family themselves, there is a cloud hanging over, and you'll be aware of some of the things that bring that about. But am I faithful? I'm going to be faithful, just like you and everyone else in this room and everyone in the country. What worries me is that in 2012, this same group, this same developer, had a press conference in Turks and Caicos and said, we're going to build a $500 million development. And in January this year, said that they're going to break ground this year. And it hasn't happened.
Following last week's report on an uptick in the first quarter 2015 GDP by 3.7%, Finance Minister Bob Richards today shared with the media what he termed brighter figures on the unemployment front from this year's labor force survey.
These new figures, based on data collected in May and June of this year, show the numbers of the unemployed fell during a comparative period from 2014 to 2015 by more than 28%. The actual unemployment rate dropped from 9% in 2014 to 7% in 2015. The government has been working hard to create an environment for greater business confidence and one in which inward investment would lead to projects that get Bermudians back to work. A breakdown of the figures shows unemployment among Bermudians has decreased year over year by more than 29%. Unemployment is down by more than 33% among black workers, while it is up by 1.28% among white workers. Youth unemployment fell from 29% to 23%.
St. George's will get special attention when the new hotel is addressed in a special sitting in the House on Monday.
We expect that large building projects, like the new hotel property in St. George's, will soon get underway. We are bringing the House of Assembly back for a special meeting on Monday to pass a measure that will move the process forward. This is good news. It indicates that we have turned Bermuda's economic momentum towards positive growth. But we also know that there are people, families, still stranded on the sidelines of this progress. And they tell us that we've got to keep the pedal to the metal, keep pushing forward to create new jobs, new opportunities for more and more Bermudians. This continues to be our mission.
A 28-year-old woman had her handbag snatched on Pitts Bay Road last night around 9:15 p.m. as she was standing near Waterloo House. Two male suspects snatched the victim's cell phone and then the bag containing personal items before running off. The men were pursued by the victim and several witnesses in the area, but escaped along Woodbourne Avenue. One was described as being young, brown-skinned, wearing a white top with black sleeves, dark-colored pants, and a black Nolan helmet. The other, also young, had a plain white shirt, dark-colored pants, and a black Nolan helmet. With scores of sailing enthusiasts expected to descend on Bermuda for the finals of the America's Cup in 2017, superyacht owners and charterers are being given an extra incentive to visit the island during the iconic event, according to Superyacht Magazine online article. Brian Darby provides these excerpts.
Organizers have created a super yacht program offering exclusive access including in-venue berthing, prime front row race viewing, concierge assistance, admission to the official hospitality venue and post-race press conferences, and entry to the America's Cup Super Yacht Regatta. The program will also grant super yacht visitors access to several VIP shoreside activities, including an owner's dinner and the end of the regatta party. Super yachts signed up for the program will be able to berth at the south basin of the Royal Naval Dockyard, currently being redeveloped into an America's Cup village and state-of-the-art marina. America's Cup racing in Bermuda's Great Sound will begin the last week of May and end with the finals around June the 17th, while numerous other on-water events are scheduled, including the J-Class Regatta, the Red Bull Youth 2017 America's Cup, and a Super Yacht Regatta. Financed by a cohort of wealthy entrepreneurs and broadcast by global TV networks, the hosting of the America's Cup has attracted sizable investments to Bermuda since it won the bid in December, according to the magazine. A number of luxury boutique hotels are to be built ahead of 2017, it says, as well as at least 5 new mooring facilities able to accommodate super yachts, including the Royal Naval Dockyard. Peter Johager, chairman of the America's Cup Bermuda, believes that its hosting of the event could create a new generation of yachting visitors to the country, according to Super Yacht Magazine.
And we'll be back with more news right after this.
In an effort to make Bermuda's roads safer, and in partnership with Bermuda Police Service and the Bermuda Road Safety Council, DeFon's Broadcasting is launching a safe driving campaign. Complete with thumb bands, come into DeFon's Broadcasting and 94 Reed Street and make the commitment to drive safer and slower for yourself. Your voice could be featured on the radio. Get yourself a thumb band as a reminder of your commitment to drive safer and with fewer distractions. While you're at it, why not get one for someone in your life who also needs a reminder that our roads do not discriminate. They can take anyone's life. Let's drive safe, Bermuda, and arrive alive. Peace and love. Safe journeys.
Some 55 Americans are here until Monday to commemorate the 240th anniversary of the Bermuda gunpowder plot and honor 2 patriots of the American Revolutionary War. Ceremonies will take place at Port Royal Golf Course, where an historical marker will be laid, and the dedication of an interpretive sign at Tobacco Bay Beach. Michael Elston, Vice President General for the International District of the Sons of the American Revolution, feels this historic occasion is good for Bermuda and America.
Some Bermudians probably see it as a treasonous event, but I think it was I think it was an event that Bermudians decided was in the best interest of Bermuda. And while Bermuda is a British colony, Bermuda has always looked out for its own interests, and I think that's true today, but it was also true in 1775. It's something that I think is a part of Bermuda's character, that it has its own identity, it has its own interests, and when the royal governor dissolved the assembly, when they wanted to talk about helping the Americans, they went off and continued to have their own meetings. And I think that spirit of independence has something that is something that Bermudans have always had.
Give me some clarity on a little known fact. A writer just put out the book, The Gunpowder Plot, and you're saying that you're going to commemorate rolling the barrels down the hill.
Right.
He says it was impossible to roll those barrels down the hill. Which is the fact?
I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to think that they're rolling them down the hill, but somehow they got them down the hill, and they had to do it quietly. They had to do it in the middle of the night without alerting a lot of people. It was the governor's land they were stealing the gunpowder from, so they may have had a way to do it. But of course, because it was treason, the people involved didn't really talk about it.
Now, our present governor would be involved. I mean, how do you manage to get the British governor involved in something that was against the crown?
I think that Governor Ferguson has a keen sense of history. He has an appreciation for history, and I think he believes that Bermuda can make more of its history, especially in terms of attracting tourists to the island. America and Britain share a history that goes back well before the Revolution. We're very proud of our British connections, and I think that this is one of the ways that we can say these things happened in the past. I'm sure that he is a little bit skittish about participating in these things, but he has a sense of history, and I think he thinks these kinds of events are important for Bermuda.
So you're hoping he will tell you all is forgiven?
I doubt that. I've heard that he's going to present me with a bill for the gunpowder, so I'm not sure that all is forgiven. But I think he understands that the ties between America and Bermuda are important. The ties between America and Britain are important, and so being a part of that and celebrating that shared history is still important today.
Despite losing their first day to rain, the Committee of Five believes the second day of its first ever free family festival at Dockyard in April was successful enough to warrant a repeat. So this Saturday and Sunday from 12 noon to 7 p.m., the Dockyard will resound once again to music, the delighted shouts of children, and the joy of a community at play. Chief Organizer Eugene Dean sets the scene.
Well, I don't know if I can take full credit for all the turnaround that's happened in Dockyard, but I know that the family festival that we're doing is, I guess, a repeat of what we did in April after the news that the Egg Show had been canceled for this year. And it was an overwhelming success. It was a bit of disappointment initially. We got rained out on the Saturday. We tried to do a two-day event. But the Sunday, we got such a positive response from the community that that rain out day was quickly forgotten. And since then, we've had, cries from all over the community for us to repeat the venture. And as a result, we're doing this weekend, Saturday and Sunday in Dockyard, so people can come up. We have a huge vendor village. We have live entertainment. We have the Ultimate Adventure Center, which includes all the slides and rides and fun castles and activities for young people. We are adding a special area for toddlers, and we're also adding an area for teens called the Teen X Games. So we're gonna have stuff like laser tag and archery and wipeout and the zip line, and we have like a motocross thing that we're doing as well. And we're also doing fair and carnival games, so we have a section for that as well. So lots of fun. I'm telling people, just come, bring your blankets, bring your chairs, bring your family, most importantly, and come out and enjoy yourself, because we have activities and entertainment for everyone.
And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
Jessica Lewis began competing in the Parapan Games in Toronto at the CIBC Athletic Stadium. Lewis competed in the women's T53 100-meter semifinals, where she won Heat 1 in a personal best time of 16:85. 2 hours later, Lewis returned to the track to compete in the women's T53 400-meter semifinal, where she finished second in Heat 2 with a time of 1:04.98. Lewis will compete in 2 finals today. She will contest the T53 women's 800-meter final at 4:24 p.m. and then at 7:30 p.m. she will compete in the women's T53 100-meter final. Corey Smith has been named to try out for an ICC Americas team that will compete in the West Indies Cricket Board Super 50 tournament in January, while Lorenzo Tucker, the Bermuda National Academy bowling coach, has been drafted in as part of the coaching staff. The Bermuda Under-14 development squad opened their tour count in the UK with a win against a team from North Essex. After losing the toss, Bermuda was sent to bat and scored 184 all out in 31.4 overs. Marcus Scotland was the top scorer with 53 not out. Jamar Stovall added 34, while Leilani Nesbitt scored 27. The Invitational Select team scored 133, with Nairobi Mills taking 3 wickets for 19 runs off of 5 overs. This included a spell of 3 wickets in 3 overs. Meanwhile, at the end of day 1 in their 3-day match, Delray Rollins and his Sussex second 11 teammates lead Kent by 223 runs at the county ground in Beckham. Sussex won the toss and decided to bat. They scored 314 all out in 65.1 overs. Rollins, batting at number 6, scored 40 runs off of 60 deliveries. He hit 6 fours in his 61-minute stay at the crease. In reply, at the close of play, Kent had reached 91 for 1, with Rollins bowling 3 overs for 18 runs. Day 2 of racing during the Sail Canada Youth National Championships at Cork saw the 4 Bermuda sailors back in the water. That included Cece and Mikey Woolman, Peter Dill, and Ben Smith. Cece Woolman started the day in 4th place but ended in 12th. She finished the first race of the day in 21st. She then recorded 2 top 10 finishes of 6th and 4th to end with 33 points. Mikey Woolman is in 19th with 43 points after recording finishes of 20th, 5th, and 12th. Dill jumped up the leaderboard and ended the day in 25th with 50 points. Dill finished 12th, 7th, and 15th, while Smith made sure that all 4 Bermuda sailors were in the top 50 when he finished the day 47th with 75 points after crossing the line 16th, 31st, and 13th. Meanwhile, 25 boats went to the start line for race day 15 of the Wednesday night sailing series that begins and ends in the Hamilton Harbor. Crossfire crossed the line first with a time of 1:17.24, and with the corrected time of 1:24.54 saw them finish first on the night. Nasty Madison was the second boat to cross the line, clocking 1:19.36, and with their corrected time of 1:26.50 saw them finish second on the night. The third boat to cross the line on the night was Cyclone, clocking 1:31.51, and with their corrected time of 1:35.01 saw them finish 11th on the night. Mayhem was third on the night with a corrected time of 1:27.50 after recording a time of 1:33.41, while Back in Black was fourth on the night with a corrected time of 1:29.57. Smoking rounded out the top 5 finishers with a corrected time of 1:31 flat. Stage 5 of the Grand Prix going on in Canada saw Dominique Mayo back in action, competing in another road race that covered 116.2 kilometers. Mayo finished 5th across the line in a time of 2:17.55. Mayo finished with the same time as the stage winner, Hendrik Piada. After 5 stages, Mayo remains in 7th place with an overall time of 6 hours, 55 minutes and 13 seconds. On day 2 of the Elbow Beach Tennis Challenge saw Tyler Smith defeat Kayla Harvey in straight set 6-love, 6-1, while Jacqueline Lambert got the better of Lauren Wade 6-love, 6-1. In men's singles action, Gavin Manders defeated Courtney Boyle 6-love, 6-2, and David Thomas got by Chris Weeks 6-1, 6-love. In commercial Summer League softball action at the Michael Priest Softball Diamond, it saw 75 runs scored in a triple header. Shannon Reno went 4 for 5 from the plate with 2 doubles and 6 RBIs, leading Vitamin C to a 16-10 victory over Vasco, who had Steven Simons go 3 for 3 from the plate with 1 home run and 4 RBIs. In the other 2 games, Ace defeated the Parakeet Flyers 19-12, and Pass Control defeated BF&M 17-1. Dante Levrock and his Harrisburg City Islanders teammates fell 5-1 to Louisville FC and took another step back in their push for the playoffs at the Skyline Sports Complex last evening. The 2015 Caribbean Squash Championships will kick off on Sunday, August 16th in the Cayman Islands. Today we let you meet Team Bermuda.
Bruna Retta.
Corin Knights.
Megan Jackson.
Patrick Foster.
Eugene Botello.
Susie Lacey.
Tony Prentice.
Denise Kine.
Noah Brown.
Jane Chapman. Emma Keane.
Anthony Fellows.
Spencer Moss.
Michael Franklin.
Rachel Barnes.
Chris Stout.
I'm Earl Basden reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Friday, August 14th, it will be partly cloudy. Winds will be southeasterly, light to moderate, decreasing east-southeasterly and light by evening, backing easterly overnight. We are expecting a high near 86 Fahrenheit and a low near 78 Fahrenheit. This weather report is courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Thank you for watching VSB News Online for Thursday, August 13th. I'm Peter Kitzel.